let's try intermittent fasting. Hi friends, thank you so much for joining me. I thought this week I would talk about how the Mediterranean diet went for me last week, and then let's dive into a little bit about intermittent fasting and kind of what I want to try for this upcoming week. So first off, last week I really enjoyed the Mediterranean diet actually. I didn't crave dessert nearly as much, so it does help me with, my sweet cravings, which is really good for me because that's really an area that I feel like I'm weak in. I guess some of the downsides were I really got off of my water habit, and I guess I hate to admit it's probably because I didn't do my flavor add-ins, because I hate to think the only reason I'm drinking so much water is because of those. But I gotten to the point where I was putting barely anything in, and it's just that little bit that it's easier to drink. So this last week, I really didn't come close to my water goal on a couple of days, actually. So that part was kind of a downside. I don't know, I just didn't drink enough, I guess. The prep work does take, or at least took me, a bit longer with the Mediterranean diet because I love roasted vegetables. That's my favorite way to have veggies, and I kept doing that. So every time I wanted to do that, it takes at least a half an hour to roast them, which is not a big deal. It's not like you have to stand there. You can be doing something else while they roast. But it does just take a little bit more planning, I guess. So that was a little bit, I guess, of a downside too. But the food was all really, really good. I loved being able to actually have potatoes and I bought some zucchini. They weren't zoodles, but zucchini based noodles. So it had zucchini and whole grains in it. So I thought that's perfect for the Mediterranean diet. So I bought those. I don't know, they were okay. Any kind of off noodle is never good. I tried the chickpea noodles one time. I do not recommend them. They were not good. But so I'm still probably going to play with that. And I do like, zoodles. To me, I can just do that. It's not the same, but I like it. So those were kind of, I guess, some pros and cons of the Mediterranean diet. I think what I'd like to do as kind of more of a long term is maybe take some aspects of the Mediterranean diet and just sort of tweak it so it works a little better for me. I liked having my meals be based in vegetables instead of based in the protein. That part I did really like. And I still felt plenty full. I mean, I ate probably way more in terms of volume. But it didn't bother me to not have, the chicken breast be the center of the meal and maybe just have either a couple chunks of chicken or nothing in it, and just focus on veggies. I'll just take some of the aspects that I did enjoy, and when I'm meal planning, just sort of keep that in mind. So maybe when I'm, meal prepping lunches, I can make it more whole food, plant-based as the focus, and then, add in those things that, like my water enhancer for my water, if that's what it's going to take for me to get it down. I do think that's important. I think just for my overall health, not even thinking about weight loss, but just my overall health, I need to make sure I'm drinking enough water. So, and it's not something that comes natural to me. It's something I have struggled with my whole life. And, if that's what helps me get it down as a quick squirt of, some flavor, okay. I think the harm in not drinking water is probably worse than the harm in adding just a little bit of that. This week, I am going to try intermittent fasting. And in case you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's where you just shorten your eating window. So a lot of people will start with a 16-8. So for 16 hours a day, you don't eat anything. You can have like black coffee and water. And then for 8 hours a day, you do whatever you would normally do. So you still want to obviously watch your calories. It's not like you can have a free-for-all. So you still want to watch your calories, but that's kind of your eating window, so to speak. And then back to not eating. Now, mind you, 8 or less hours of that you're sleeping. So it's not as terrible as it sounds. And most people will do like a noon to 8, they can eat, and then the rest of the time they don't. For me, I try and be in bed at least by 9 because I get up at 5 in the morning. So for me, my window is going to be from 10 to 6. So I just won't have anything except black coffee until 10. And then between 10 and 6 is when I'll eat. And then after that, I'll stop, which I think is good too, because for people who have trouble, munching at night and things like that. It's kind of that old adage of like, don't eat anything after 7. It's along the same lines. It's just getting you to stop eating, give your body some time in the morning before you put food in, and then, cutting it off at night so you're not eating and going to bed and just having it sit there. There was an old Oprah Winfrey show, gosh, probably 90s again, and she had a nutritionist on there, and the nutritionist talked about thinking of yourself like a car. When you drive home at night and you put the car in the garage, you don't keep putting gas in it. And so that's the whole idea of not eating late at night is, you're putting gas in the car, but you're not gonna burn it. It's gonna spill out all over the ground, right? Or in our case, it spills out onto our thighs. So, but I always thought that was really wise, and that's always kind of stuck with me. And I don't tend to, that's not really where I struggle. But every once in a while, I'll get hungry again at night, like late at night when I'm supposed to be going to bed and sleeping. I'll get hungry again. But for the most part, I don't really struggle with the late night munchies or anything like that. Probably because I go to bed and get up really early. But I know a lot of people do struggle with that. Intermittent fasting, for me, the struggle isn't going to be in the evening so much as in the morning, because oftentimes I wake up hungry. And I know a lot of people cannot relate to that because they hate breakfast and they're not hungry until they start eating. I wish I was like that, but no, I actually wake up hungry and ready to, go have a big breakfast. So the hardest part for me is actually morning, not later on. So I'm going to give that a shot this week and just sort of see how I feel. For breakfast, I'm just having my same oatmeal. I'm sitting here at my desk getting some work done. And so I had prepped this a little bit earlier today, so I'm going to go ahead and eat that. I'm having kind of a weird lunch, but it's just what sounds good. So for lunch today, I have one of these carb balance tortillas. They're 70 calories each, so pretty low in calories. I have one egg with egg whites mixed in with some leftover taco meat. So it's the 93%. I have to double check that. Yeah, 93% lean ground beef with taco seasoning. So that's all mixed together. And it doesn't look as appetizing, of course, when you mix them all together, but it's fine. It tastes delicious. And then I have some 2% cottage cheese. That's just a 1/4 cup spread across it. So it looks like it's bulked up, which is nice. And then a half a tomato cut up across the top, which I just love. I love putting cottage cheese on my eggs because it gives you that kind of cheesy flavor, but it still really ups your protein, and it's, a little bit better choice. And then I'm also having what would be a knockoff Diet Dr. Pepper. It's Dr. Thunder Diet, whatever. Just because it sounds good, and I just feel like having a Diet Dr. Pepper. So I don't drink a lot of soda anyway, but when I really want one, I'll have what I want. So all in all, not too high in calories. And I did okay this morning with, the having breakfast a little bit later. I'm eating, normal time for lunch. It's about, it's already 12:50 now. Normally I eat about 12:30. I'm running a little bit late. But as far as hunger goes, I was just fine, and I'm plenty hungry for lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this, and I'll let you know what else I have. It is super windy outside today, and I have to tell you guys, I'm kind of in a funk. And you could probably tell by my food today, I'm just sort of uninspired, and I don't know. I'm just in a funk. I don't know another way to say it. I just want to eat all the things today. I want to have all the sugar. I can kind of probably guess what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. It's been gray for like 2 or 3 days, which, we don't live in an area that's gray a whole lot. But yeah, when it is the weather, like I could never live someplace that was just overcast all the time, because I would definitely be affected by seasonal affective disorder for sure. So I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm in a blah mood. And so hopefully this video is not like ultra boring, because I feel bleh. But yeah, we all get that way though, right? I kind of didn't even want to film today, honestly. Because I just thought, I'm not gonna have any energy for a video, and I don't want to get on and be, a downer, I guess. But at the same time, I feel like that's being authentic and saying, look, I'm kind of struggling today, and it's okay, it's normal. In the grand scheme of things, nothing bad's happening. So I don't know, just kind of in a blah mood today, I guess. Down the road, I'd like to take all of the things that I'm finding I enjoy about all the different things I want to try, and then sort of be able to map out a better plan for myself and a more specific plan for myself than only worrying about calories. That's kind of where I'm headed over the next just few weeks, is just sort of trying some things out for a couple of different reasons. What I just mentioned, where I want to be able to put together a long-term plan that it takes all the good aspects of all the different things I want to try and the things that I enjoy and that work for me and put them together. But also just to stay motivated and stay interested, because this is the point in the journey when you start to get bored, and, you know, it's real easy to just kind of fall off the wagon and almost forget that you're supposed to be dieting and forget what you're doing. So, and definitely forget why. And so I just think trying out different things is going to keep it interesting for me. So that's what I'm trying to do. So today's the first day of intermittent fasting, and I made it to 9:40 today. I don't know if I shared that on when I recorded the morning video. So I'll have to stop tonight at 5:40, which is going to be a little bit early, but that's okay. So as I'm recording this, it's in the afternoon, and I'm just taking a break from work, and I actually need to get back to work and finish up my day, and then I'll get going on some dinner. And tonight it's burger night, so I'm just going to probably do a salad is what I'm thinking. I don't know if I have any more dill pickle salad kits in the fridge, but if you ever see that Costco sells them, my local grocery sells them too. My local grocery charges quite a lot for them right now. Unfortunately, you know, we're in the inflation stage. So right now they're really expensive, but Costco still had them fairly cheap. And so if you can find them anywhere though, they are really, really good. And if you just kind of put a burger patty on top, it already kind of tastes like burger pickle goodness. I don't know. It's delicious. I love it. I just do some cracked black pepper on it, and it's really good. I don't think I have another one. I'm going to look, but I don't think I have another one. So I'll probably wind up just doing the Big Mac salad kind of thing. So we'll see. I'll let you know what I decide. I'll show it to you. But yeah, so this is my first day into intermittent fasting, and hopefully it goes well. So let me know in the comments down below if you've ever tried intermittent fasting and what you thought of it, or if you do it, or if you hate it, you know, whatever. I'm just kind of curious what people think of it. But I'm just trying different things, and I want to see what feels good too. What gives me the most energy, what makes me feel good, what gives me the least cravings, and then just sort of carve out my own plan. So I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm going to cut this off, and I will see you at dinner. That's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and click the like button. It does really help my channel. Be sure and click subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell for notifications so you're notified each and every Saturday when I upload. Thank you so much for joining me along this journey. If you're on your own weight loss journey or you have your own specific goals, I wish you a lot of luck this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Coffee. I shouldn't be drinking coffee still. It's far too late in the day. You know, she scared me. Yeah. You can do this, Lisa.